Hi boys and girls. So today we're going to learn how to draw a barn owl, kind of like this one here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to get is yourself a paper bag, something you might stick your lunch in. Okay, now what I did is I'm cutting the bottom off and then I'm opening up a bag, so it's now a piece of paper I can draw on, but it's going to have a nice coloring for my owl, so I don't have to do a lot of coloring. I can just make sure he looks a lot of texture. I'm going to do it away from this little edge here on the paper bag, so I'm going to turn it around here. And I know my bag's a little wrinkled, but that's okay. I can still draw on it. So the first thing I want to kind of do is I want to draw his face. And see, you can see by my hand, I want it to be, this is going to be his head. So I kind of want to just lightly outline kind of a rounded heart. Okay. So I've got a little peak for him here. All right. But what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to start also to put in like his nose and his eyes, or where his beak and his eyes would be. So I'm going to kind of do a curved line here. But I'm kind of also going to go down here to where his nose might be, because you know his feathers kind of do that. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing here where they kind of go up, make the top of his eyes. Okay. So here I'm going to kind of make it so I can get his eyes. We know owls have big eyes so they can see everything at night. They have that night vision. Okay. I'm going to give a little curve here where the top of his beak will be. Now this is his face, okay? And you notice I didn't go all the way to the edges. So now I can finish off making kind of his head and his body. Boys and girls, remember, if you need to pause the video before you continue on, that way you can catch up. So I'm going to then just kind of follow the outside of his head a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to take it down here. All right. Now I'm going to start to figure out, his body a little bit. So I'm going to go round it out here, go to the edge. Here I'm going to kind of keep it kind of straight down, or curve it out a little bit and down. That's good. Okay, I don't have to do a bottom yet. I can just take it to the bottom of the paper, or I can just cut it off. Okay, but let's focus on his face now. Okay, so here I'm done with my pencil, but I might want to give a little more notice to his beak. Okay, because I know he's got a big beak. So I'm going to set my pencil down, going to go get my crayons here, and I'm going to find my black crayon, okay? Because I want to be able to make this really noticeable for him. So now that I kind of like my pencil marks where they are, I'm going to kind of go outlining here this part, his head. Okay, I'm going to outline his eyes. And his beak. I'm going to go ahead and outline his body. Okay. Now, see how he's starting to look like an owl? A nice big barn owl. Now, what I'm going to also do is I'm going to start to color in. I want to make a protruding line here so I can see his top of his feathers. I'm going to make like little circles here of his eyes. But I'm going to not color that part in. I'm going to color everything in on his eyes except for that one little circle. I'm going to leave it open so it looks like I can see where he's looking. I want him to look like he's looking at me. Go around the circle, color in his eyes. There, now I can barely see it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it look like he's got feathers. So I'm just going to take my crayon and kind of go back and forth over the lines. Okay, look at that. So it's kind of a zigzag motion, but it's going to be his feathers. Okay, so I'm going to do all that over all the black lines so that it looks like he's got feathers. You know, and my paper doesn't have to stay the way it is. I'm going to turn my paper as I work on it. That way it's easy for me to make it look like he's got fuzzy feathers. You know, because owls have feathers. And what's nice about the feathers is they're important for owls because it gives them the ability to fly quietly. You don't hear an owl flying near you until it's right over you, and you just barely hear the whoosh of its wings. And that's how it sneaks up on its prey. Remember, because an owl is a predator, and it sneaks up on its prey to catch it. So there, see how it looks kind of fuzzy? That's what we want because he's got fuzzy feathers. Okay, now we can put some spots because on his chest he has, and they're not like round little spots, okay? But he has spots on his white chest. Okay, so I'm going to make sure and put spots all over his chest. Just random, no special pattern right now. Okay, that helps him or her make him hard to see. It helps with his camouflaging abilities. Okay, he's got some probably even on the top of his head, or she. Okay. I think if we give him a little fluffy look, that might help too. I'm going to darken in my lines here. Make it really pronounced. Just going to trace over them again so they're nice and dark. Okay. All right. Now, I probably want to, give him a little coloring. But because he's on brown paper, I'm going to use my white crayon. So that, because a barn owl in the winter is white, okay? So I'm just kind of go over my area and give him a white face, okay? And just give him that white shadow. See, he's already got the brown in him because of the paper bag, so we don't have to color that part. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use my yellow or my, I think he probably needs kind of a yellow-orange color on his beak. And I can fill that in a little bit so it takes up the orange-black crayon too. But I'm going to color in the rest of him white. So he's a snowy white barn owl. But he's got a lot of brown in him still for winter. Okay. Is he starting to look more like a barn owl to you, a white barn owl? I think he's looking great. Look at that. Oh, I love him. I love owls. This is awesome. All right. There's our little barn owl. Now, if you want, boys and girls, you can cut him out. And if you cut him out, just go around your black line. Don't worry. It's only crayon. And I think I'm going to cut him off right here. Get rid of my paper. I can add a little more white where I see it. But now I have my little snowy owl. I can add him to a piece of construction paper, decorate it with a moon in the background so it kind of looks like this when we're done. That would look pretty cool. Hope you like that, boys and girls. Have a great day.